Hey there, treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're sorting through that jar of spare change on your counter, and suddenly you spot something peculiar. It's a 1964 Abraham Lincoln penny with NO mint mark. Could this little copper gem be your ticket to $1 million? Stick around because today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare pennies and why the 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny might just be the coin jackpot you've been dreaming of. Alright, let's get straight to it. What makes the 1964 Lincoln penny with no mint mark so special? First off, if there's no mint mark, it means this penny was minted in Philadelphia. Back in the day, Philly didn't bother stamping their coins with a mint mark because, hey, they were the OG mint, and everyone just assumed it came from them. But here's where it gets juicy. 1964 was a wild year for coin collectors. The U.S. Mint was scrambling to produce enough coins for circulation, so they were churning them out like hotcakes. Most pennies from this era are pretty standard, worth a cent, maybe a few bucks in pristine condition. But every so often, a rare error or a near-perfect coin surfaces, and that's where things get interesting. Now, let me tell you about my cousin Jim. He's a total coin geek, the kind of guy who'd rather spend Saturday night polishing his penny collection than watching the big game. One day, Jim calls me up, super excited. He'd found a 1964 penny with no mint mark in near-perfect condition. He gets it appraised, and guess what? That bad boy was valued at $5,000. Turns out, it had a rare double-die error, meaning the image was struck twice, creating a subtle but valuable misprint. Imagine finding one of those in your spare change, but wait, it gets better. There's this urban legend among coin collectors about a 1964 no mint mark penny fetching over $1 million at auction. Why? Because some coins from that year are rumored to have been made with a unique composition, a rare blend of copper that's lighter than usual. While no official records confirm this, the hunt for one of these mythical coins has collectors scouring their collections like pirates looking for buried treasure. So, how do you know if your 1964 penny is worth more than face value? Here are a few tips. Coins in mint or near mint condition are far more valuable. Look for sharp details on Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Double die strikes, off-center printing, or unusual marks can skyrocket a coin's value. A standard 1964 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is significantly lighter, you might have a rare composition on your hands. Take your penny to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a professional grading service. Trust me, it's worth it. Now, before you start dumping out every penny jar in the house, let me say this, finding $1 million penny is like winning the lottery. It's rare, but not impossible. Think of it as a fun treasure hunt, and hey, even if you don't strike gold, you'll probably learn a ton about U.S. history along the way. So, the next time you're fumbling for a quarter at the vending machine or counting out change for coffee, take a closer look at those pennies. You never know, that humble little coin might just be the key to your financial freedom. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Here on Retire Coins, we're all about uncovering hidden treasures and helping you turn pocket change into serious cash. Got a story about a rare coin find? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear it. Ever dreamt of finding a small fortune in your pocket change? Well, hold on to your hats because today we're diving into the mystery and madness of the 1965 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, that humble little coin could make you a millionaire. Stick around, and I'll show you why this penny is turning heads and how you might just strike gold, or copper, in this case, without even leaving your couch. The 1965 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it's just another penny, right? Wrong. The absence of a mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia, but here's the kicker. These pennies were struck during a fascinating time in U.S. coin history. Picture this, it's the 1960s. The Beatles are rocking the charts, people are dancing in bell-bottoms, and the U.S. Mint is in chaos. Why? Because of a coin shortage. To streamline production, the mint decided to remove mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967. So, the no mint mark penny isn't rare by itself. But, there's a twist. Some of these pennies were struck with error varieties or in experimental batches using alternative metals. A few even made it into circulation. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare misfits, you're not just holding a penny, you're holding a jackpot. Now, let's talk money. In pristine condition, a standard 1965 no mint mark penny can fetch a few bucks. Not bad for a penny. But, the experimental varieties or unique errors, those have auctioned for, wait for it, over $1 million. Imagine dropping that coin into a vending machine by mistake. Yikes. Now, before you go raiding your piggy bank, here's a tip: condition is everything. Coin collectors, or numismatists if you want to sound fancy, are obsessed with grades. The shinier and more flawless your penny, the more it's worth. Got a scratched up penny that's seen better days? Sorry, not a millionaire. But hey, it's still 1 cent richer than you were. Here's a little personal story. A few years ago, I was digging through my dad's old coin jar. You know, the one everyone has in their kitchen. I'm halfway through, and bam! A 1965 penny with a tiny blemish that looked promising. I'm Googling, dreaming of yachts and island vacations, only to find out it was just a regular penny. But hey, the thrill of the hunt. Priceless.so, how do you find out if your penny is the real deal? Step 1, grab a magnifying glass. Step 2, check for any unusual details, like a double die, off-center strike, or funky metal tones. Step 3, consult a professional. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on life-changing money just because you didn't get a second opinion, and there you have it. The 1965 no mint mark penny, proof that even the smallest things can hold big surprises. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a junk drawer full of coins, it's worth taking a closer look. Who knows? Your next trip to the laundromat could turn into $1 million payday. If you love this little coin adventure and want more tips on spotting treasures in your pocket change, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Let's make hunting for rare coins our next great hobby. Share this video with a friend who could use a good laugh and maybe $1 million. Have you ever rummaged through your pocket change and thought, what if this penny is worth a fortune? Well, today, we're talking about a very special penny that could make you feel like you hit the jackpot, the 1976 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yes, that humble little coin might just be your ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's dive into the story of this mysterious penny that's turning ordinary folks into coin royalty. Let's start with the basics. In 1976, the United States Mint produced a ton of Lincoln pennies. Most of them are pretty standard and worth, well, a penny. But here's the kicker: some of these pennies were minted without a mint mark. Usually, you'd expect to see a little D for Denver or an S for San Francisco under the year. But on this particular penny, it's blank. Nada. Zilch. And that tiny detail makes it a huge deal. Now, I know what you're thinking: okay, cool. But why is it worth so much? Great question. The 1976 no mint mark penny wasn't supposed to exist in the first place. It's a classic mint error, and collectors go absolutely bananas for errors. Think of it like a rare baseball card or a misprinted stamp. The rarer the error, the higher the value. Speaking of value, let's talk dollars. In pristine, uncirculated condition, this penny can fetch upwards of $1 million at auction. Yep, you heard that right. $1 million for a penny. That's like finding a winning lottery ticket in your sock drawer. Of course, if your penny's been through the ringer, it's not going to be worth quite as much. But even in worn condition, it could still fetch thousands. Not bad for something you might find in the couch cushions. Alright, let's make this personal. A few years back, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. You know how garages are, full of old junk that nobody's touched since the Reagan administration. Anyway, we stumbled across this old coffee can full of coins. My uncle was ready to toss it, but I convinced him to let me take a look. Lo and behold, buried among the nickels and dimes was a 1976 no-mint mark penny. It wasn't in perfect condition, but it still sold for a few $100. My uncle used the money to buy a new fishing rod, and I got a story to tell. Win-win, right? Now, before you start raiding your piggy bank, let's talk about how to spot one of these beauties. First, check the year, 1976. Next, look under the date. If there's no mint mark, you're in business. But don't stop there. Condition is everything. A penny with scratches, discoloration, or wear might still be valuable, but the pristine ones are where the big money's at. If you think you've got a winner, consider getting it professionally graded. It'll cost you a bit up front, but it's worth it if your penny turns out to be the real deal, and hey, even if you don't find a 1976 no-mint mark penny, hunting for rare coins is a blast. It's like being on a treasure hunt, except you don't have to leave your house. Plus, it's a great excuse to finally clean out that junk drawer. Alright, folks, that's it for today's deep dive into the 1976 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. If you're as fascinated by rare coins as I am, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of coin enthusiasts. Don't forget to smash that like button and share this video with your friends. Who knows? Maybe they've got a fortune hiding in their change jar. You're rummaging through a jar of old pennies, maybe the same jar that's been sitting on your dresser for years, and bam. You come across a 1978 penny with no mint mark. Well, hold on to your hats because that tiny little coin might just be your ticket to an early retirement. Yes, I'm talking millions of dollars for a single penny. Sound too good to be true? Stick around, and I'll spill all the juicy details about this rare coin and what makes it so valuable. Plus, I'll share a personal story of how I almost missed out on a golden, copper opportunity. First, what's the deal with the 1978 no-mint mark penny? Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so it's easy to overlook them. But here's where it gets interesting. Certain 1978 pennies, with no mint mark, have unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. We're talking about errors, misstrikes, and those coins that are just freaks of nature in the best way possible. So what exactly should you look for? First, check the condition. If your penny looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not the one. But if it's shiny, well-preserved, and has no signs of wear, you're on the right track. Next, look for doubling on the text or numbers. This is what collectors call a double die error, and it can shoot the value of your penny through the roof. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was helping a friend clean out their attic, the classic favor that earns you free pizza and sore muscles. We stumbled upon a dusty old coffee can full of coins. I'm talking pennies, nickels, and even a couple of Susan B. Anthony dollars. Anyway, as I'm sorting through it, I find this shiny 1978 penny. No mint mark. My heart skips a beat. Could it be? Long story short, it wasn't one of the rare ones, but the excitement of the hunt got me hooked. And let me tell you, once you find that first promising coin, there's no turning back. So how much is this elusive 1978 no mint mark penny worth? Brace yourself. Depending on its condition and rarity, some of these coins have fetched upwards of $1 million at auction. That's right, $1 million for a penny. Now, before you start planning your luxury vacation, remember that finding one of these coins is like hitting the lottery. Rare, but not impossible. If you're serious about hunting for one, here's my pro tip: invest in a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. This will help you spot those tiny details that make all the difference. And don't forget to check your spare change, thrift store finds, and even those annoying coins stuck between your couch cushions. You never know where treasure might be hiding. Alright, coin enthusiasts, that's a wrap for today's treasure hunt. Remember, the 1978 no mint mark penny is out there, waiting to make someone's day, or year, a whole lot better. Who knows? What if I told you there's a penny out there from 1985, with a little D mint mark, that could be worth millions of dollars? Yep, I'm not joking. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins to uncover why this humble Lincoln penny has become the ultimate jackpot for collectors. So grab your loose change and stick around because you might just have a fortune hiding in your pocket. The 1985 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark, what's the deal? First, a little context. The D stands for Denver, which is where this penny was minted. Now, you might be thinking, big deal, so what? Well, here's the twist. A select few of these pennies have some pretty wild errors that make them incredibly valuable. We're talking millions of dollars valuable. So, what kinds of errors are we looking for? One of the most sought-after issues is a double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice, creating a blurry or doubled effect on the lettering and design. Check out the words, Liberty or, In God We Trust. If they look a little off, you might be holding on to something special. Another error to watch for: a die crack or unusual marks around Abraham Lincoln's profile. These little imperfections can turn a regular penny into a collector's dream. Now, let me tell you a story. Last year, I was sorting through an old jar of coins at my grandparents' house. You know, the kind of jar that's been sitting there since before Wi-Fi was a thing. Anyway, I'm digging through and bam, there it was. A 1985 D penny with some funky doubling on the date. I thought, no way, this can't be it. Long story short, I sent it off to get graded, and while it wasn't $1 million penny, it did fetch me a solid few $100. Not bad for a piece of change, right? But back to the $1 million mystery. Why are some of these pennies worth so much? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Coin collectors, or numismatists if you want to get fancy, go absolutely bananas for unique pieces. The rarer the error and the better the condition, the higher the value. Some of these pennies have even been graded at mint state, meaning they're almost perfect despite being decades old. That's the golden ticket to hitting the jackpot. Okay, so how do you know if you've got one of these valuable pennies? Here's the game plan: grab a magnifying glass or a loupe. You'll need it to spot those tiny details. Inspect the date, the mint mark, and the lettering carefully. Look for any doubling, cracks, or other oddities. If you think you found something, get it checked out by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you've got and how much it's worth. Before you go tearing apart your couch cushions, let's talk current market value. Right now, these 1985 D pennies with significant errors are fetching anywhere from a few $1,000s to over $1 million at auction. Yep, you heard that right. $1 million. Penny. It's like winning the lottery, but instead of buying a ticket, you just rummage through your coin jar. How cool is that? So, there you have it. The 1985 D Lincoln penny might just be the most exciting thing to happen to your spare change. Who knew a tiny copper coin could hold so much value? Now it's your turn. Go check your pockets, jars, and couch cushions. And if you find something that looks promising, don't sit on it, get it checked out. You're digging through your loose change, looking for that rogue quarter to feed the parking meter, and boom. You stumble across a 1989 penny. No big deal, right? But what if I told you that same little penny could make you a millionaire? Yup, you heard me. A millionaire. Today, we're talking about the 1989 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, why it's worth so much, and how you could be holding one of the most valuable coins in the world. Stick around, this could change your life. Or at least make your pocket change a lot more interesting. So, what makes the 1989 no-mint mark penny so special? Let's break it down. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so at first glance, this coin looks totally ordinary. But what sets this one apart is a rare error that occurred during its production. That error? A subtle design variation combined with a mysterious lack of details that makes it one of the rarest pennies out there. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but how do I know if my 1989 penny is the one? Don't worry, I've got your back. First, grab a magnifying glass. Take a close look at Abraham Lincoln's portrait. If Honest Abe's features seem slightly off, like his jawline is a little too smooth or the lettering around the coin looks unusually sharp or blurry, you might be onto something. Oh, and flip it over. Check the Lincoln Memorial. If the details there look a bit funky too, you could be holding the jackpot. Okay, here comes the juicy part, the value. A regular 1989 penny. Worth, well, a penny. But a 1989 no mint mark error penny in pristine condition has sold for over $1 million at auction. $1 million. That's not just pocket change, that's life-changing money. Just imagine, you're sitting on a beach, sipping piña coladas, and all thanks to a coin you found in your couch cushions. Here's a quick story for you. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was clearing out his junk drawer when he found an old penny. He almost tossed it but decided to take a closer look after watching one of my videos. Turns out, it wasn't the 1989 penny, but it was another rare coin worth $500. Not bad for a 5-second inspection, right? Moral of the story, check your change. Every single time. Now, let's talk strategy. If you think you've got a valuable penny, don't just take it to your local coin shop right away. First, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm its rarity and condition, which is crucial for determining its value. Then, consider selling it at auction. Places like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers can connect you with serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. Alright, friends, let's wrap this up. The 1989 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny might look like just another coin, but it's proof that extraordinary things can come in the most unexpected packages. Who knows? The next time you're sorting through your change, you could strike it rich. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. I've got plenty more tips and tricks to help you turn your pocket change into big bucks. And hey, share this video with your friends. Who wouldn't want to know if they're sitting on $1 million penny? Pulling out a handful of pennies, when suddenly you spot something special. It's a 2006 D-Mint Abraham Lincoln penny, and guess what? That little copper coin might just be your ticket to $1 million. Yeah, you heard me right, $1 million for a penny. Sounds too good to be true. Stick around, and I'll tell you why it's not. Spoiler alert, you might want to grab your loose change and start checking. First off, the 2006 D-Mint Abraham Lincoln penny. What makes this tiny piece of copper potentially worth a small fortune? It's all about errors, folks. That's right, mistakes made at the mint can turn a regular coin into a collector's dream. With the 2006 penny, we're talking about rare errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or even planchet flaws. Let's get technical for a sec. A double die error happens when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice. This creates a sort of shadowy, doubled effect on parts of the coin. Think the date, the Liberty lettering, or Lincoln's profile. If your penny has this, you're in business. Now, let's talk condition. Collectors are picky, they want their coins in pristine shape. If your penny is uncirculated, meaning it's shiny, free of scratches, and basically looks like it's been in a time capsule since 2006, its value skyrockets. Combine an error with a top-notch condition, and you've got a coin that's worth its weight in gold. Or, well, copper and zinc. Here's a quick story for you. A few years ago, a buddy of mine was cleaning out his junk drawer when he stumbled upon a little jar of pennies. He started checking them one by one, not expecting much. And then, bam! He spotted a 2006 D penny with a clear double die on the date. He sent it off to get graded, and let's just say he's not worrying about gas money anymore. Moral of the story? Always check your change. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I find out if my penny is worth anything? Great question. First, grab a magnifying glass or even your phone camera's zoom feature. Look closely at the date, the D mint mark, and any lettering on the coin. If you spot anything that looks off, like doubling or unusual marks, you might be onto something. Next, check the condition. If your coin looks like it's been through a washing machine a few times, it's probably not worth much. But if it's shiny and clean, you could be in luck, and hey, even if you don't find an error coin, you're not out of the game. Some collectors are just looking for rare mint years or low mintage coins, and 2006 D pennies can still fetch a decent price depending on their condition. Plus, hunting through coins is like treasure hunting, and who doesn't love that? So, there you have it. The humble 2006 D mint Abraham Lincoln penny might just be the hidden gem in your change jar. Whether it's a double die error or just in mint condition, this little coin could be your ticket to some serious cash. Before you run off to raid your couch cushions, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I've got tons more tips on finding coins worth money, how to sell them, and strategies to maximize your profits. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin, drop your story in the comments. Let's share the treasure hunting love. Alright, coin fam, happy hunting. Remember, every penny counts, especially the ones worth $1 million. Catch you in the next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious treasure hunters. Welcome back to Numismatic Treasures. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just one, could be worth a jaw-dropping $15 million? That's right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1965 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. So, grab your coin jars and your detective hats because you'll want to check every penny you've got after this video. Oh, and stick around to the end, because I've got a quick tip on spotting rare coins that could change your life. The 1965 Lincoln penny is your classic 1-cent coin featuring Honest Abe's face. Iconic, right? But here's the twist, this particular penny has no mint mark. Normally, coins have a little letter to show where they were made. For example, a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But this one? Nada. Zilch. Blank. It's like the coin factory decided to keep things mysterious. Why is this important? Well, in 1965, the US Mint was making some big changes. They were phasing out silver in coins due to skyrocketing silver prices, and they wanted to keep collectors from hoarding the new designs. So, they stopped putting mint marks on pennies from all facilities for a couple of years. Most 1965 pennies you'll find are just plain, everyday coins. But, there's always that one needle in the haystack. Here's where things get interesting. The $15 million penny wasn't just an ordinary coin. It was a trial piece, a prototype of sorts, made from aluminum instead of copper. Aluminum pennies were super lightweight, and the idea was to make them cheaper to produce. But for some reason, maybe a mix-up, maybe fate, a few of these coins made their way out of the mint and into the wild. Talk about a lucky accident. Now, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a yard sale, digging through an old coin collection that someone's grandma had been keeping since who knows when. I found a bunch of 1965 pennies and got all excited. My heart was racing. Could this be it? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But hey, I scored a cool Mercury dime for $1, so not a total loss. That's the thrill of coin hunting, though, you never know what you're going to find. Okay, back to the $15 million penny. In 2014, one of these rare aluminum pennies was almost sold at auction, but the US Mint stepped in and said, "Hold up, that's our property." The coin's rightful owner had inherited it from a former Mint employee. Talk about a family heirloom. While that particular penny didn't sell, experts estimate its value to be around $15 million. That's more than some people's dream homes. Imagine buying a mansion with pocket change. So, how can you tell if you've got a rare penny? First, check for the no mint mark. Then, weigh the coin. Aluminum pennies are much lighter than copper ones. A regular penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while the aluminum version comes in at just about 1 gram. If your penny feels unusually light, you might just have a jackpot in your hands. But remember, always get your finds authenticated by a professional. You don't want to be that person who accidentally spends a fortune on a fake, and there you have it, the wild, wonderful world of the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew a little coin could hold such a big secret, right? If you're as fascinated by rare coins as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of treasure hunters. I'll keep sharing tips and tricks on spotting valuable coins and turning your pocket change into a fortune. And hey, if you've got a coin story, drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear it. The place where your pocket change might just change your life. Quick question, have you ever had a penny in your hand and thought, what if this little copper buddy is worth a fortune? Well, hold on to your hats because today we're diving into one of the most shocking coin stories out there, the 1976 mint mark Lincoln penny that's valued at a jaw-dropping $14 million. Yep, you heard me right, $14 million. So, what's the deal with this penny? Let's set the stage. It's 1976, America's celebrating its bicentennial, bell-bottoms are in, and a Denver mint worker is casually striking pennies, not knowing one of them will become the Mona Lisa of coins. But what makes this penny so special? First, it's a rare error coin. This means something went wrong during the minting process. Instead of being discarded, this penny slipped through the cracks and ended up in circulation. Maybe someone at the mint was having an off day or distracted by disco fever. Who knows, but here's where it gets juicy. This 1976 penny has a double die obverse, which is just fancy coin speak for saying the design was struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering in Lincoln's profile. Add to that a pristine condition grading of MS 67, and you've got a coin collector's holy grail. Now, why is it worth $14 million? Well, rarity and demand drive prices sky high. It's like finding a signed first edition of a Harry Potter book. Except instead of wizards, we've got Honest Abe looking extra sharp. Plus, there's always that one collector willing to pay the big bucks to own a piece of history. A while back, I was sorting through my coin jar, you know, the one everyone has that's basically a retirement fund in disguise. I came across a 1976 penny and thought, this is it. I'm retiring tomorrow. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the $14 million penny. But hey, now I've got a great excuse to keep digging through my change.s, so, how do you know if you've got the golden ticket? Start by looking for the D mint mark under the date. Then, examine the coin closely, a magnifying glass works wonders, and look for doubling on the letters and Lincoln's features. If it seems promising, get it professionally graded. Trust me, that's worth the investment. And there you have it, folks. The 1976 Lincoln penny might just be hiding in your couch cushions, waiting to make you a millionaire. Who knew a little coin could hold such big potential? If you found this video helpful or entertaining, hit that subscribe button and join the Pawn Stars Coins family. We're here to help you uncover treasures in your spare change and turn them into real cash. And don't forget to like this video and share it with a friend who's always hoarding pennies. You might just change their life too. You're digging through your loose change, and bam! You come across a 1981 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Guess what? That little copper beauty could be worth a jaw-dropping $12 million. Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1981 no mint mark penny, how it could make you rich, and how to spot one hiding in plain sight. So, grab your jar of coins and let's get rolling. Okay, let's get nerdy, but in a fun way. First off, what's the big deal with no mint marks? For those new to the coin world, a mint mark tells you where a coin was made, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and nothing at all for Philadelphia. Normally, a penny from 1981 without a mint mark is no big deal because it's likely from Philly, and there were billions of them made. But this is where the story gets juicy. The 1981 no-mint mark penny that's worth $12 million isn't your everyday coin. It's a rare error coin, a 1 in a billion kind of thing. The theory is that something went wrong during production, creating a coin that's unlike any other. Experts believe it's a proof coin, which means it was specially made for collectors, but somehow it slipped into circulation. Imagine a supermodel sneaking into a crowd of regular folks. This penny is that supermodel, no mint mark, and I mean no trace of one, not even a faint D or S. The coin should have an almost mirror-like shine. Proof coins are struck multiple times to give them that extra sparkle. Here's a quick story to put this into perspective. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, loves flea markets. One day, he bought a jar of coins for $5, thinking he'd maybe find a wheat penny or two. He starts sorting them, and guess what? He finds a no-mint mark 1981 penny. Long story short, it wasn't the $12 million penny, but it was worth $500. Still a win, right? Now Dave's hooked on coin hunting, and his wife says their house looks like a bank vault. But hey, you never know when the next jackpot is waiting for you. Alright, let's talk about why this penny is worth so much. It all boils down to rarity and demand. Collectors go wild for coins with unique stories, and the 1981 no-mint mark penny is like the celebrity of error coins. The most recent auction saw one sell for $12 million. That's a house, a yacht, and maybe even a trip to space, all from one little penny. But before you run to your coin jar, a quick word of advice: not every 1981 no-mint mark penny is the golden ticket. Make sure to get your coin authenticated by a professional grader, like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's legit and give it a grade, which can seriously boost its value. And hey, if it turns out to be just a regular penny, no worries, you're still 1 cent richer. So, there you have it, the wild and wonderful story of the 1981 no-mint mark penny. Who knew something so small could be worth so much? Now it's your turn. Go on, check your change, raid your piggy bank, and maybe even hit up some yard sales. You never know what treasures are out there waiting to be discovered. If you found this video helpful, or just plain fun, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or just let us know what's the coolest thing you found in your pocket change. Boom, you find a penny that could be worth $9 million. Yep, you heard that right, not 9 cents, not $9, but $9 million. Today, we're talking about the 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a tiny copper superstar that's rocking the coin-collecting world. Grab your magnifying glasses and settle in because you don't want to miss this. So what makes the 1982 no-mint mark penny so special? First, let's set the scene. The year was 1982, big hair, leg warmers, and Michael Jackson's Thriller. While everyone else was moonwalking, the U.S. Mint was making a big change. They transitioned from copper pennies to zinc ones coated in copper to save costs. Somewhere in the chaos of this switch, a small batch of 1982 pennies escaped without a mint mark. Now, for those who might not know, a mint mark is the tiny letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. Denver. That's a D. San Francisco. S, no letter. Normally, that means Philadelphia. But here's the twist: in 1982, Philly wasn't supposed to make pennies without mint marks. That's what makes this little guy a big deal. So, what's it worth? Brace yourselves. One of these elusive pennies was sold for, drumroll please, $9 million. $9 million. That's more than some mansions. Imagine trading a penny for a mansion. Mind blown, right? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Do I have one of these pennies? Great question. First, grab your loose change. Check those 1982 pennies carefully. Look for no mint mark and check if it's copper. Quick pro tip: an easy way to tell if it's copper is to weigh it. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc ones are lighter at 2.5 grams. If it passes the weight test and lacks a mint mark, you might just have hit the jackpot. Now, a quick story for you. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale. I spotted an old jar full of coins for $5. Being the coin nerd that I am, I grabbed it faster than you can say numismatics. Later, I'm sorting through it, and I find this 1982 penny that looks suspiciously no minty. Heart racing, I weighed it. Copper. No mint mark. Did I just become a millionaire? Well, turns out mine had a tiny scratch that knocked its value way down. It's still worth a couple $100, though, so I'm not complaining. Here's the thing, even if your 1982 no mint mark penny isn't the $9 million superstar, it could still fetch you a decent sum. Collectors love these rarities, and demand drives up the price. So, always keep your eyes peeled. So, what did we learn today? Check your change. Look for those 1982 no mint mark pennies. And don't dismiss your small change, it could literally change your life. If you've got a jar of coins at home, tonight might just be your treasure hunt. Before you head off to raid your piggy bank, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts who are turning pocket change into big bucks. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or let us know what's in your collection. And, of course, smash that like button if you love the idea of becoming a millionaire with just one penny. Could one of these pennies make me a millionaire? Well, spoiler alert, it might. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2002 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, the one that's currently making waves with a jaw-dropping market value of $7 million. Sounds crazy, right? But stick around, and I'll explain exactly why this humble coin is worth more than a luxury mansion. Oh, and don't worry, this isn't going to be some boring history lecture. Let's make this fun and maybe even a little weird. Picture me last weekend, cleaning out an old jar of coins that's been sitting in my closet for, well, let's just say longer than it should have. I was sifting through the usual suspects, nickels, dimes, and a couple of suspiciously sticky quarters. And then, bam! There it was. A shiny 2002 penny. At first glance, it didn't look like much. But then I remembered something I read online about rare coins and their potential value. My heart skipped a beat. Could I be holding the jackpot in my hands? Spoiler, I wasn't. But someone out there is. So, what makes this penny worth a cool $7 million? It's all about rarity and condition. In 2002, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them pretty ordinary. But every now and then, a minting error occurs, creating a one-of-a-kind piece. These errors could be anything from a double die, where the image or text is struck twice, creating a blurry effect, to a missing element, like the D mint mark. Collectors go wild for these mistakes, especially when the coin is in pristine condition. Now, here's the kicker. The $7 million penny isn't just rare, it's in near-perfect condition, graded as MS-69 by professional coin graders. That's like getting a gold medal in the Olympics of coin collecting. If your 2002 penny has any scratches, dents, or signs it's been through a vending machine war, it's not hitting the $1 million mark, but it could still be worth a few hundred or even a couple of $1,000s. Not bad for a penny you probably found in your couch cushions, right? And before you ask, yes, people really do pay this kind of money for rare coins. Collectors and investors see them as historical artifacts and status symbols. Plus, they're tangible assets that could appreciate over time. Imagine flexing at a party, like, oh yeah, I own a $7 million penny. No big deal. Speaking of big deals, let's circle back to my little coin jar adventure. After realizing my 2002 penny wasn't the rare gem I hoped for, I still decided to list some of my other coins online. And guess what? I made over $500 in a weekend. Moral of the story? Even if you don't strike it rich, learning about coins can still bring in some extra cash. Plus, it's way more fun than scrolling social media for the millionth time. So, what's the takeaway here? First, start checking your pennies, seriously. That loose change in your pocket could be hiding a small fortune. Second, educate yourself about what makes certain coins valuable. Condition, rarity, and demand are the trifecta of coin collecting. And finally, if you're serious about making money from your coins, consider getting them professionally graded. It might cost a little upfront, but the payoff could be life-changing. Now, here's where you come in. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or even just mildly interesting, hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin lovers. I'll be sharing more tips, tricks, and success stories about how you can turn your pocket change into big bucks. Don't forget to smash that like button and leave a comment. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? Let's talk about it below. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be $1 million winner.